Tonight, the price of disunity. The Killarney Association says the FNM risks losing a stronghold if Dr. Minnis doesn't appear on the party's ticket. Also, the Central Grand Bahama MP returns to the city from red to radical. And later, structure of neglect. Workers say they've been left in ruins. We've got the details tonight. Eyewitness News starts now. Good evening, everyone. I'm Janaea Nawal. Thanks so much for joining us. Topping news tonight, the Killarney Constituency Association not mincing words tonight. They're drawing the line in the sand. Tonight, they say they're making it clear they want Dr. Hubert Minnis. After nearly 2 decades of representation, supporters say they won't stand for their MP being pushed out, not without a fight. This as reports suggest that Minnis' tenure could be coming to a close, amid what sources describe as a mounting fallout within the FNM's leadership. But the association says they're not backing down, and neither should he. Tonight, our Laurencia Smith digs into the power struggle in Killarney and what it could mean for the party he once led.
Told me that if Minnis is not going to run, they are not going to vote.
That's Melvita Cawley, council representative for the Killarney Association of the Free National Movement, sounding the alarm. Her message is clear. If former Prime Minister and long-standing Killarney MP Dr. Hubert Minnis is denied a nomination by the FNM, the consequences could be devastating for the party at the polls. Cawley did not hold back, warning that pushing Minnis aside would be a mistake the FNM may not recover from. For months, rumors have been swirling, whispers turn into headlines, claiming that the FNM has shut the door on Minnis' political future. But this isn't just any member of parliament. Dr. Minnis has held the Killarney seat since 2007 and led the country from 2017 to 2021.
The association as a whole, all of us agree that Dr. Minnis should be nominated. We also agree that we don't see another person who would fit Killarney because he has been an extremely good MP in Killarney.
Despite that track record, he lost the party's leadership race to Michael Pintard in a high-stake convention, a defeat that marks a turning point in his political fate. Now, Cawley says that the FNM is at a crossroad, and what is at stake is bigger than one man.
That not wanting to run would be a really, really, really grave mistake to the FNM because, to be honest with you, the FNM is divided.
She pointed to what she calls a dangerous division within the party, a brewing storm that she says could spill over into 2026. Laurencia Smith, Eyewitness News.
Well, headlines in today's Tribune suggest that the former Prime Minister, Dr. Hubert Minnis, has been told he will not be the FNM's ticket, for Killarney. The question now looms, is this the end of the road for the longtime MP? Well, calls for confirmation to Dr. Minnis by Eyewitness News were declined today. Last year, FNM leader Michael Pintard announced that the party's full slate of candidates would have been revealed by the end of last year, but come December, that timeline was pushed back with a new deadline set for the end of the first quarter of this year. Now, despite the growing questions about Minnis' political future, Pintard has never given a definitive yes or no on whether his former boss will appear on the ballot. In January, when reporters asked Minnis directly if he plans to run, his response was simple: "Yes, I do. I'm an FNM." But tonight, with reports of a denial and silence from the party's leadership, many are left to wonder if the FNM is preparing to close the door on what many have considered to be one of the most recognizable figures within the party and its leadership. Up to news time, no official confirmation on Minnis' nomination or any other candidate had been provided. It's a story we are actively following. Well, with growing speculation tonight that the former Prime Minister will not be renominated by the FNM as their card bearer for Killarney, we turn to social media to gauge the public's opinion on the matter. From our online poll, you were asked, should the FNM renominate former Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis? 41 of the participants voted yes, while some 59 of you voted no. Be sure to tune into Eyewitness News to get the latest from our daily our daily polls. Well, still talking news from politics tonight. A prominent figure in the FNM is speaking out as the opposition finds itself knee-deep in political controversy. This as the politician in question has been accused of exiling himself from the party since the former prime minister was ousted as its leader. This time he's taking a shot at the FNM's current leadership, and he addresses Hiram Lewis's departure. Our Jose Etienne joining me live in studio tonight. He takes it from here. Jose?
Janelle, Member of Parliament Hiram Lewis's decision to rupture ties with the opposition Free National Movement and align himself with the Coalition of Independence yesterday sent shockwaves throughout the political arena. Now, Lewis says his departure stemmed from a lack of support from the FNM's executive leadership. While tonight, former Deputy Prime Minister under the previous FNM administration, Desmond Bannister, is speaking out, and he says the party may have been better off if Lewis had been its leader.
I voted for Hiram Lewis in the leadership of the FNM, and had he won, I think the party would have been in a much, much better place than it is now.
Bannister making what could be considered explosive remarks on the state of the FNM after the party lost an active member of parliament who has dominated Central Grand Bahama for the last 7 years, now to the Coalition of Independence.
I'm sure he thought it through, what is best for his constituents, what is best for the country, and what is best for his family.
His comments come as the FNM confirmed that Lewis's tenure as the party's representative for Central Grand Bahama was coming to an end. But that's not all. Reports are swirling that former Prime Minister Dr. Eyewitness will not be renominated in the Killarney constituency, a seat he's held for over a decade. And while many may not be surprised, given the long-standing tension between Minnis and the party's current leadership, Bannister says such a move would be nothing short of a slap in the face.
It's disgraceful. Dr. Minnis served honorably. He has given everything he has to this country and to the people of Killarney. There's nothing that anybody could say negative about him except that he did his best to save Bahamian lives in a turbulent time.
This time, Bannister's political jab is direct.
He gave opportunities to people who didn't have opportunities before, who now appear to be discarding him. It is a disgrace.
Political pundits say these latest developments add to the growing narrative that the FNM is rife with disunity. Despite a convention last year that was meant to solidify leadership and strengthen the party, Bannister says at this stage that is yet to be seen.
You can see the challenges that the party has. There's no question about lack of unity. There's real serious issues that the party has.
Nonetheless, he believes the party still has a fighting chance.
The FNM has the ability to fight no matter what.
Janelle, these developments come as the political temperature continues to rise. The governing Progressive Liberal Party is looking to stay in office, while the FNM hopes to push past its internal struggles and mount a comeback. But don't count out the Lincoln Bain-led Coalition of Independence, a party that now boasts of its first sitting MP and is positioning itself to disrupt the vote again in 2026, just as it did in the last general election. For now, reporting live in studio, I'm Jose Etienne. Back to you, Janelle.
Thanks so much for that report, our Jose Etienne, joining us live tonight. Well, with the Member of Parliament Lewis now quitting the FNM and joining forces with the Coalition of Independence, what will be the procedure now in the House of Assembly that has two opposition parties, while sitting members of Parliament in both sides, the FNM and the COI? House of Assembly Chief Clerk David Forbes providing an understanding of what this will mean for future House meetings leading up to the next election.
The House of Assembly doesn't change its procedure because of what took place with Mr. Hiram Lewis. What may appear to be a change and what will be different wouldn't be a procedural change, but what will be different is now when the government leader wants the unanimous consent of the House to do something, he now has to speak to Mr. Hiram Lewis as well as Mr. Adrian White, who's the opposition leader in the House. But that's the procedure anyhow. So because there was only one opposition force in the House of Assembly, Mr. Adrian White could make a commitment for the entire opposition. There are now two opposition forces in the House, so they now will have to speak to Mr. Adrian White as well as Mr. Hiram Lewis. That's the only thing that will change, but that's not a procedural change.
Well, David Forbes is the chief clerk in the House of Assembly and not the former member of parliament for Weston and Bimini, as indicated on that image. We do apologize. Well, members of the Coalition of Independents gathering at the Grand Bahama International Airport to welcome the arrival of COI leader Lincoln Bain and the new COI member of parliament for Central Grand Bahama, Hiram Lewis, following the MP's shocking departure from the opposition Free National Movement on Wednesday. Lewis revealed his new alliance with the COI. He served the constituents of Central Grand Bahama since 2017. He was initially elected to office under the Minnis administration and re-elected in the general election of 2021, even though the FNM lost in a crushing defeat to the governing Progressive Liberal Party.
Shock, but extremely surprised, a pleasant surprise. It's good to see that the people believe and they understand why I did what I did. So I really appreciate this turnout here today, and I stand here for the people and with the people. If you look at Central Grand Bahama, if you look at from West Grand Bahama to East Grand Bahama, is Grand Bahama better off? Is the airport built under the FNM administration and now under the PLP administration? Was the hotel sold? No. Under the FNM or the PLP? None. So are we better off? No. It's more than just Central Grand Bahama. It is about the Bahamas. It's about the people. So I stand with the people for change. We need something different. We have tried both sides. The flip and the flop, the flip and the flop. We're not getting any results. We go on from one, we get disgruntled from one, we go to the next. It's time for something different. We have a new platform, a new mandate. We have people who believe, people who want something different, people who believe that change is necessary.
Coalition of Independents representative for East Grand Bahama, Dexter Edwards, asserting that the third party will once again be a disruptor of votes when the election is called to the polls for the next general election. Now, he says the COI will not only secure the Central Grand Bahama seat, but he says they will also dominate the polls by winning all 5 seats on Grand Bahama Island. Political analysts have insisted that there was a low voter turnout in the 2021 general election, but even with a diminished amount of voters turning out to cast their ballots, the COI contends that it still managed to disrupt the vote count, which would have typically only been split between the PLP and the FNM.
We had 60% of the voting public did not vote in the last election. And so what we're getting off the ground, even those persons who have not voted in the last election, they are now motivated to vote in this election because they see a difference. They see a party that is about to bring changes. They see a party that is for the Bahamian people. They see a party that is fighting from day one, has never stopped fighting for the Bahamian people. My expectation is not that we would walk away with a territory in Grand Bahama, but COI will walk away with the 5 territories in Grand Bahama based on what we are hearing now on the ground from the people. The people are saying the PPLP and the FNM already had 53 years at this, and if they want to make some changes, it could have been made within those 53 years. They don't see what the next 5 years could do. And so if they want to see change, they will have to do things differently, and that is what the people are deciding to do things differently in order to see a change.
Meanwhile, the COI's chairman, Daniel Mitchell, also on Thursday morning said that the third party has now solidified its place in Parliament and has a seat at the table to have its voice heard on behalf of its supporters following the Member of Parliament for Central Grand Bahama, Hiram Lewis's departure from the Free National Movement. Lewis made the surprise move on Wednesday. At Wednesday's sitting in Parliament, Mitchell said that the new representation for the COI within the House of Assembly means that the third party can now press government and the opposition on the burning issues of national importance.
Well, this is mean that COI is now in the House of Assembly, and it now can actually be on the Public Accounts Committee, where we can now subpoena bills, all right, and we can be able to speak the way it relates to any contracts, where it relates to any type of road being done in our country with what we relate to West Grand Bahama being given $183 million in roadworks when we have not seen the road being repaired there in West Grand Bahama. So we can be able to subpoena these bills and be able to say where is the money going and so forth. So this is a great move what IRM have done, and we appreciate that, knowing that indeed we will see the change here in Grand Bahama and throughout the Bahamas.
Well, the Coalition of Independents Member of Parliament for Central Grand Bahama, Eyram Lewis, who's also a member of the Public Accounts Committee, has promised that as a representative of the third party, he will push for more transparency.
I was hoping that was an April Fool's joke, but it was not. And we do need an airport. That is critical. We do need to have that hotel, so we need to put people to work. So we need to think about putting the majority of our money in areas that is going to empower our people. I am on the Public Account Committee. We'll dig more into the information with regard to those contracts, and there will be more to come in that regard.
Well, the name of the world-famous Valley Boys has officially been removed from the Register of Nonprofit Organizations, according to a recent announcement from the Registrar General's office released on Tuesday, April 1st. The Valley Boys saga continues, and the statement reads, pursuant to Section 12 of the Nonprofit Organizations Act, the name of this organization has been struck from the register due to its failure to comply with a directive from the Registrar General under the Act. This follows a ruling in March where a Supreme Court judge lifted an injunction that had previously prevented the group from being removed from that register. The Registrar General's office, after conducting an investigation, determined that the name World Famous Valley Boys closely resembled that of the Valley Boys Junkanoo Group. The group was given 30 days to propose a new name that didn't include the words Valley Boys. Now, failing to do so would result in their removal from the nonprofit status. The group, led by Brian Adderley, has now updated the Facebook page. However, it still carries the name Valley Boys. However, it reads the Valley Boys established 1958. And on to other news tonight, the developer behind the Turtle Grass Resort is denying any involvement in controversial videos circulating online, videos that Deputy Prime Minister Chester Cooper says are aimed at damaging his reputation. Cooper, who is also the Tourism Minister and MP for Eximo, telling Parliament on Wednesday that he's filed a police report and is pursuing civil action against those behind the video, which feature an AI-generated voice, and questions whether he's facilitating backroom deals on a proposed development in Sampson Key. While Cooper did not directly name the developer, he noted that the developer who is protesting the same project is linked to the conversation. Well, in a statement, the developer strongly denied any involvement, saying his team took no part in formulating what he called a misleading video. He added that they believe in preserving the Bahamas while supporting economic growth through responsible development. Well, those close to Yinkastron, a woman killed and her body dumped in waters in the southern district of New Providence 2 years ago, not pleased with the 20-year sentence handed down to her killer after he took a plea deal. Arlington Ritchie Jr. has that story tonight.
Loved ones of 42-year-old Yinkastron are expressing outrage tonight over the 20-year sentence handed down to the man who took her life. On Tuesday, 36-year-old Giuliano Dorset, Strawn's boyfriend, was sentenced for gunning her down and leaving her body to be found floating in waters a day later on April 19th, 2023. Former student Marcos Ambrister says the act, which Dorset pled guilty to, shows the mind of someone unstable.
To shoot them in the head because you're trying to put them out of their misery, you're sick. That's something that only somebody that's sick in the head would do.
In an Eyewitness News interview nearly a month after the murder, Strawn's sister Nicola Strawn and son Daniel Strawn said they hoped the perpetrator would face the full weight of the law.
I'm happy that they have him and he's locked up, but at the same time, it still doesn't bring my sister back.
But Ambrister believes the 20-year sentence, which came through a plea deal, sends the wrong message and only contributes to the country's worsening crime problem.
Justice won't be served. Our country will not see a turnaround until we decide to put in tougher legislation.
Nearly 2 years after Strawn's body was pulled from waters here at the South Beach Canal, the ones closest to her says 20 years behind bars for her perpetrator does not exactly fit the crime that was committed.
She doesn't deserve this. She didn't deserve that. And that's not true justice. So is not justice. They're taking a life.
To this day, Ambrister says the woman he knew for 2 decades was full of purpose and passion.
Yinka was one of the best. There was none like us. Always jovial, always sharing a smile, always had a joke.
Following Dorset's acceptance of the plea deal, it was revealed that he will only serve 18 years. He was represented by attorney Stanley Roll, while Ashton Williams served as the prosecutor. Linton Ritchie Jr., Eyewitness News.
On to news from the labor front tonight. Public workers tasked with giving downtown Nassau its facelift says they're fed up tonight. They're sounding off about a decrepit building they claim the government has abandoned, and they say enough is enough. The workers inviting our Jose Etienne inside for a look at the conditions that they say they're forced to endure. Here's that report.
Unionized workers under the Ministry of Works, tasked with downtown Nassau's beautification, say they've had enough. Their outrage isn't about the work, it's about where they work. And tonight, they're sounding off on what they call unacceptable conditions inside the very building they're forced to operate out of.
This is a condemned building, and the rats come out regardless to whether or not we are there. They showing us, look here, y'all in our building, man, come out here, it's time for us to have our party.
The workers took their frustrations public, with their union president, Kingsley Ferguson, taking Eyewitness News inside the building located just south on Bank Lane. What we found was shocking. A dilapidated structure with peeling walls, exposed wires, and in the bathroom, broken fixtures, filth, and unsanitary conditions that would be deemed unacceptable anywhere else.
What is happening in this building is saying to these people what someone thinks about them. And so they are charged with keeping the environment tidy in the downtown and surrounding areas. We don't need to treat them like how some people treat the environment.
Ferguson says what makes this issue even more vexing is that this building that workers say has been neglected sits just steps away from the House of Assembly that's further down from where I'm standing and here by the Supreme Court. These buildings are usually kept up to par.
It's disappointing to know that these people are being housed here in proximity to where all the chiefs of the nations gather themselves, and they enter through this particular entrance to go to where it is they're going.
Ferguson says this fight isn't new. He's been rallying members for over a year, trying to get the matter resolved through the proper channels, but nothing's changed.
When this issue was reported to the Permanent Secretary at the Ministry of Works, Mr. Luther Smith, he advised that a team was being assembled to come down and examine the building and conduct some renovations so that the building could be someplace acceptable for people to be housed as they carry out the duties that they're responsible for. It is now more than a year later, and rodents are competing with the staff in this particular building.
And now, with workers fed up and conditions worsening, the union is weighing its next move.
We're going to find ourselves coming together, and we're going to go to the Ministry of Works, and we're going to seek an audience with the current Permanent Secretary, and they're going to tell us what it is they're going to do. Because I'm going to advise these persons not to utilize this building.
Jose Etienne, Eyewitness News.
Well, attempts to reach officials at Works were unsuccessful up until news time. If you've got a news tip or if you've seen news in the making, call the Ion News hotline at 397-6397. We also invite you to send your letters to the editor for publication on all of our social media platforms, Eyewitness News Bahamas at gmail.com. And if you're watching on our Facebook or YouTube page, share your thoughts about today's stories in the comments section. We want to hear from you. We're just getting started in Eyewitness News tonight, but we're watching the impact of those tariffs handed down by the United States. What impact will they have on the Bahamian economy? We've got the answers right after this break. And later tonight, the Bahamas Customs Department seizes 5 U.S. registered pleasure vessels. We'll tell you why. More news right after this.
While others see customers as numbers, we see our customers as people, neighbors, friends who deserve more than one-sided connections. That's why we are redefining what real connection is, by prioritizing our customers and showing our appreciation by putting our money where your loyalty is. BTC customers claim your $200 Bahamas Air gift card when you add postpaid mobile to your internet plan. That's loyalty that flows both ways.
This one? No. Hey, look, KFC has an incredible promo.
I already had that for lunch.
Crunch your hunger cravings and satisfy the whole family with KFC bucket meals starting at just $20. Get freshly prepared golden fried chicken, buttery biscuits, and add your favorite large sides. Bucket meals starting at just $20. KFC, finger licking good.
Let's make this moment last forever. Let's start a family together. With a house, a car, and kids. Oh, I love the way we live. I got it covered. BAF has got me covered. So live your life. BAF for life. So live your life. BAF for life. So live your life. BAF for life. BAF has got you covered.
Celebrate new, lower VAT rates and save even more at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets. Healthy Choice soups, assorted 15-ounce, $2.59. Ginger Evans flour, 5 pounds, $3.69. Kellogg's Family Size cereals, assorted 24-ounce, $6.29. Fresh salmon, $9.99 per pound. Red Delicious apples, 3-pound bag, $3.49. Sign up and join the Super Value Quality Digital Rewards program at any Super Value and Quality Supermarkets location.
This segment of Eyewitness News is brought to you by EV Motors. It's your last chance to get behind the wheel and drive the evolution. Secure the Toyota BZ4X, Mercedes-Benz EQB 260, Carry Cargo Van, or Carry Elephant X7 truck, with prices starting as low as $309.88 per month. Hurry, before they're gone. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome back. Here's a look at your Eyewitness News gas tracker. You're getting the cheapest tonight at Rubis, $5.53. Shell coming in at $5.56. And Esso, the highest tonight, $5.58. Welcome back. You're watching Eyewitness News. Well, tonight, a young businesswoman says her livelihood was ripped away without warning after authorities shut her down. That's her food stand in the Western District just one day before her permit was set to expire. Arlington Ritchie Jr. spoke with the owner, who says she was blindsided. She brings us the details in this report.
Owner of Munchie's Delight, Brittany Johnson, is searching for answers after her food stand was abruptly shut down on Windsor Field Road, despite a 30-day grace period listed on her business permit. Just one day after she was ordered to cease operations, Johnson says she met with authorities to clarify that she was in the process of renewing her permit. But following that meeting, she received some unexpected news.
The time as I leave from airport, police station to go to the police headquarters, they told me that I cannot get my documents because she rejected it. They don't feel as if the location is appropriate and that I was under investigation.
Now, according to documents shown to Eyewitness News by Johnson, one of her permits, signed by former Deputy Commissioner Lehman Delaveau, was set to expire on March 25, 2025. However, authorities shut her down a day early. Meanwhile, another permit issued by the Bahamas Public Parks and Beaches Authority expired on March 16, 2025, but clearly outlines a 30-day grace period for vendors to present the necessary documentation before being removed from the public space. Johnson recounted the moment officers arrived. Despite presenting what she says were valid documents, she claims she was still ordered to close up shop.
After they looked at the document, she told me that what she needed me to do is pack up. So she didn't say why. She didn't say I was an infraction of any regulation. She didn't say nothing.
Then came what Johnson described as a confusing explanation for closure.
In a meeting with her, she said, okay, there's no problem with my documents. The only problem that she has is the location, because she don't want, when planes are passing, to see me selling food, which I don't agree with, because planes do not pass in the location that I'm at.
For Johnson, the mother of three, the dreams of owning her own food truck one day was not always easy. She joined the ASU that opened the doors for her to set up shop here on the busy thoroughfare of Windsor Field Road with the expectation that her business will flourish. But just days into setting up shop, it was all snatched away, and she says the future for her and her family remains uncertain.
I feel as if everything that I started was ripped away because now they don't want to compensate me for the items that get lost. The food that I had to give it to Great Commission because I didn't want it to spoil.
Authorities also claimed Johnson had an unpaid permit balance, but she disputes that, providing Eyewitness News with receipts showing payments made up to the most recent permit. When contacted for clarification, police responded only by saying, quote, in reference to the matter, the female vendor was asked to move due to several infractions, not just the expired permit. Attempts to reach someone for further explanation were unsuccessful up to news time. Linton Ritchie Jr., Eyewitness News.
While government is closely monitoring the escalating global trade tensions caused by a new 10% tariff imposed by the United States, while questions about the possible impact on the Bahamian economy persist, the Economic Affairs Minister Michael Halkitis is assuring Bahamians tonight that there's no need to panic just yet. Delano Roker has the story.
The government is taking a wait-and-see approach following the U.S.'s latest move to impose sweeping tariffs, some as high as 40% on imports from countries like China, Switzerland, and Cambodia. While the Bahamas isn't directly affected, Economic Affairs Minister Michael Halkitis says officials are monitoring the global ripple effect while focusing on protecting the local economy.
You know, the United States is our major trading partner. They will remain our major trading partner. We are adopting a wait-and-see attitude. We realize that things change very rapidly, so something that might be on today could be off later on today.
Halkitis notes that while the country sits near the bottom of global tariff targets, the Davis administration isn't taking any chances, developing strategies to safeguard Bahamian interests in case the international situation worsens.
We don't see an immediate major impact. What it is 10% tax being put on goods being imported into the United States at the baseline for those countries. As you know, we have been pursuing a trade diversification policy as part of our efforts to reduce the cost of living in the country, finding ways to source goods from other countries.
Still, the minister admits the broader concern is how these changes may impact the global financial system and, by extension, vulnerable economies like the Bahamas.
Our greater concern from a government perspective is the impact of this trade war on the global economy. And so we're hopeful that an all-out trade war leading to recession and economic slowdown can be avoided.
Though unable to influence U.S. trade policy, Halkitis believes the Bahamas' proximity to the U.S. and its stable positioning offer a buffer, at least for now.
Proximity serves us. So, you know, if there's recession in the U.S., perhaps the person who would have taken a vacation in Europe or in the Far East or down there in Bali and those places, maybe they'll stay closer and come to the Bahamas. So we remain optimistic, but it's something that's concerning and we have to continue to watch.
Following the United States' 10% tariffs on international countries, the Davis administration is bracing for what the fallout might be and what that might mean for Bahamian consumers. I'm Delano Roker, Eyewitness News.
Well, in response to the United States global import tax, which is expected to shift the trade landscape, Minister of Economic Affairs Michael Halkitis stating that concerns about the recent 5% value-added tax reduction may be a short-lived issue. He confirms that the 5% reduction will remain in place, and he says it's not a temporary measure. He further stated that the reductions will continue as a part of the Davis administration's ongoing blueprint for change aimed at improving the cost of living for Bahamians.
Well, we're not going to put something else. There's no shelf life. This is a permanent reduction. There's no new taxes coming in the budget to replace this. We were able to quantify what it is, $30 million. We can make it up by improvements in other areas that we've seen, and so we can withstand it. And we believe that, we know it's $30 million less that the government is collecting, but $30 million that remains in the pockets of consumers and business people that they can then use. I'll say once again, this is not a temporary fix. There's no other shoe left to drop about some other increase. This was very deliberate. We did it after 3 years because we wanted to make sure that we could withstand what was foregone. So this is permanent.
Akita states that the reduction transition has been an easy one, which he credits to the government providing business owners advance notice to comply with the new tax.
By all reports, the transition has been very smooth. We think that has been in large part because of the 3-month transition period given to business people in order to make the changes. And so far so good. We have had no complaints of any major disruption, and so it's in effect. And we're just very, very happy to be able to do this reform in keeping with our ongoing policy of reducing taxes that started from the outset with the reduction of that in January 1st, 2022, and removal of customs duties on a raft of items, including healthy food items, beginning in 2022 and is continuing until today.
Well, as the U.S. moves forward with increased tariffs, local business leaders are weighing in on how those changes could impact the Bahamian economy. Dr. Leo Roll of the Bahamas Chamber of Commerce and Employers Confederation says that while these tariffs do not directly target the Bahamas, a ripple effect, he says, will be experienced.
All of these different aspects that are happening seemingly day in and day out, not sure what's going to stick, not sure what's going to go away, and that creates a level of uncertainty. So that for us, apart from the taxes and the tariffs, is one of the biggest concerns, because when there's uncertainty, then of course the business community is on edge, consumers are on edge, and it's not a good feeling, nor is it good for commerce. And so we continue to work. One of the things that we're doing very assiduously is working to diversify the trade market such that we can diversify where we access goods and services from. And so you've seen an inbound from Canada. Soon there'll be an outbound to India, an outbound to Europe, an outbound to South America. The Trade Commission did one last year. There's an intent to do another one this year.
Highlighting the level of concern the global trade shift will bring, Dr. Roll emphasized the importance of diversifying the country's trade partnerships. He notes that as businesses navigate rising costs, consumers may not fully experience the expected relief from the recent 5% reduction in VAT.
What we're saying, though, is to diversify so that, as the old people say, you don't pull all your eggs in one basket, and you're able to see and differentiate and do a cost analysis as to where you can get savings. And those savings then can perhaps be passed on to the consumer. But that, again, even with the VAT reduction, relies on all of the other ancillary costs, because people see the end product, but they don't know that, okay, someone has to be paid to do this service. Also, these things have to come in, so there's shipping and logistics. There's customs duty that's assessed. There's also the added cost of, we look at the businesses now having to change over their POS systems, and so that's another cost. And all of these things go into the end cost of the good. And so even though you may realize that 5%, it may actually not be passed on because there are so many ancillary costs that drive up the cost, which is considered inflation.
Well, in a recent operation, the Bahamas Customs Department seizing 5 U.S. registered pleasure vessels that had been illegally entering the Bahamas for several months. This breach of the Customs Management Act was only addressed when officials took action. The Maritime Revenue Enhancement Task Force seized 4 of the 5 vessels for Bahamas Customs cruising permit violations, with the 5th being investigated for a fraudulent invoice used to enter the country. Now, the seizures are a part of several operations being enforced by the Bahamas Customs Department, according to Comptroller Ralph Monroe, around the country, including multiple vessels near Grand Bahama and Abaco.
Sometime around noon on Tuesday, 1st of April, officers of the Customs Department attached to the Maritime Revenue Enhancement Task Force, headed by Commander Bertram Boldag of the Royal Bahamas Defense Force, seized 5 United States registered pleasure vessels for breach of the customs laws. 4 of the 5 vessels, ranging in length from 33 to 47 feet, entered the Bahamas at various times over the past 16 months and were all issued Bahamas Customs Cruising Permit, which under the law forbade them from being used for commercial purpose or hire without the permission of the Controller of Customs. Acting upon information, the task force conducted an investigation into the activities of the vessels which included surveillance of their movement in and about the Nassau Harbor and its surrounding quay.
Well, Monroe issuing a stern warning to violators that any infractions of the custom laws will be met with the full legal penalties, sharing the ongoing efforts by the Customs Department and officials to crack down on illegal vessels and operations occurring in Bahamian waters.
All 5 of the pleasure vessels remain in the custody of the Bahamas Customs as investigation continues into the breach of Bahamian law by the owners or operators and others who may have been knowingly associated with their illegal uses. I wish at this time to advise the public that this is our 4th such seizure of foreign registered pleasure vessel in recent times, and I proffer commendation to all members of the Maritime Revenue Task Force for the excellent job that they are doing. I also take this time to send a strong warning to all individuals who are in violation of the customs laws to cease and desist, as the Office of the Control of Customs has and will continue to impose harsh penalties, which include the maximum in appropriate cases upon all violators.
Well, still to come in Eyewitness News tonight, get ready for one of the biggest agricultural events of the year. We've got the details right after this break. But first, here's a check on tonight's weather forecast.
Insurance that fits your lifestyle and your budget? At Star General Insurance, we've got you covered. Whether it's motor insurance with flexible options for third-party liability and comprehensive coverage, or commercial insurance products that protect your business, we have choices you can afford. Own a home or renting? Our home insurance products have just what you need. And for the adventurers out there, we offer marine insurance too. Visit our website or social media pages for contact information and quotes. Star General, insurance made simple. As a healthcare professional, you dedicate your life to caring for others. But even with the best care, legal challenges can arise. Protect your practice and your peace of mind with medical malpractice insurance from Star General. At Star General, we've partnered with Lloyd's of London to bring you comprehensive professional liability insurance designed specifically for those consulting or practicing privately. Visit our website today so you can focus on what you do best, caring for your patients, while we take care of the rest. Star General, insurance made simple.
What is it? Huh? Oh, ghost pepper burger. Chicken. I always at Popeyes, so let me just come and taste that chicken. Wow. Nice. Crunchy. This is off the chisholm.
Wow, that is way better than I expected. Very spicy, extremely spicy actually. The bread is very soft. The chicken is juicy. Yeah, that's spicy for me.
Attention all foodies, farmers, and fun seekers. The Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources is bringing you the biggest agribusiness expo this year. That's right, from April 4th to 6th on the Gladstone Road Farmers Market grounds. It will be packed with exciting exhibits, expert workshops, farm animals for the kids, and even interactive games. Whether you're passionate about agriculture, marine life, or just love great food and family fun, this event is for you. See you there.
You're watching Eyewitness News.
Welcome back. Well, tonight we bring you a very special story from the nation's second city. On Grand Bahama Island, it's the aftermath of the devastating bushfires that swept through various communities over the weekend. We bring you a story of courage and heroic actions by a group of 8 Grand Bahamian males who didn't think twice about jumping into action to help fight the fiery inferno that threatened residential communities and industrial areas on the island. Our Theo Seeley is on the ground in Grand Bahama. He spent some time chatting with those men about their experience. Tonight, we salute their bravery. Here's that report.
Tonight, we introduce you to a group of employees at the Grand Bahama Shipyard who we have nicknamed the Amazing 8. They are now local heroes because when called upon to save their community under threat by a raging inferno, they responded. Marvin Baisden, Vice President of Quality Assurance at the Grand Bahama Shipyard, explains.
This would have been early Saturday morning. We actually began to mobilize the team around 5 a.m. and we got a good response from the call out and we were able to respond very early on Saturday.
But what were the first thoughts that went through their minds when called upon to volunteer?
The first set of thoughts that went through my mind was to remember the training. You know, I'm one of the newer members of the team, but I just really looked to the senior members of the team and just wanted to remember my training. I looked to them for help.
My first thoughts were to get here as soon as possible, get geared up, because I knew that time is of the essence.
Happy, excited, a little anxiety. That's my duty, so I just jump into action. I came straight here and offer my assistance.
After getting all geared up, it was off to tackle the raging blaze.
Once we arrived, it was just a matter of getting everything set up and getting ready to take on the fire and stop it from advancing.
That's where the team's rigorous training to handle fires at the shipyard kicked into action.
Usually we focus our training on structural and marine firefighting activities, but a lot of the training crosses over, so many of the basic principles and the certifications, the techniques, these guys are very familiar, well-versed in utilizing those techniques. So we're able to put some of those training and exercises into practical use on Saturday.
And even for the team's newest member, he had some pretty good examples to follow.
Well, at first I was kind of anxious, but I looked to the senior members of my team, Les, Welly, and they really helped me to calm down and just to focus on the mission and remember what was important, which was training.
In the heat of action on the ground, wind raged, heat intensified, and there were no shortage of challenges. But the Grand Bahama Shipyard's Amazing 8 persisted.
The fire was relentless because of the winds primarily and the conditions were so dry on the ground.
The most difficult thing about the scene was the wind, of course, and the raging fire.
Oh, we was there for like 8 hours. And the fatigue because of the sun, because of the gear we had on, because we had to travel right into the heart of it.
The wind situation, that was a major issue for us. But the fire really hot. Like I know we think about it and we laugh about it, but fire is like really much more hot. Like the heat was more intense, especially with the sun factor as well.
Just behind me in the distance, you can see exactly where the Grand Bahama Shipyard is located in comparison to where I'm standing on Ground Zero, an area which was totally devastated by that fiery inferno over the weekend. I'm talking about Friday of last week and Monday of this week to be exact. It's now Wednesday, and I just want you to zoom in just a bit. You can see a pocket of that fire still existent today. Now, in conversation with those 8 first responders from the Grand Bahama Shipyard, I wanted to find out from them what it truly meant to the entire group to be a part of a wider effort to help the Grand Bahama community.
I felt proud that I was an asset to the community. You know, it's not a lot of times that you could do something like that and really, help in such a good way. Keep the power on a little bit longer, keep the water running a little bit longer. So yeah, I felt good.
It really gave me a good feeling, just to help those that couldn't help themselves. And it was just an amazing feeling. Like at the end of the day, it was like I did my part. I did more than my part.
Initially proud. Grand Bahama Shipyard is always committed to serving the community and doing the best we can to do that. We always do it when we are called upon to assist the fire department. Also during rain, we assist where we can. So we're committed to the community as a company, and it's just important to stick together as one of the stakeholders on the island.
In the aftermath of the devastation, the Grand Bahama community and Bahamians at large extend a hero's congratulations to these men who risked their lives to save the wider community. Reporting from Grand Bahama Island, I'm Theo Seeley. Eyewitness News.
A job well done. Special congrats also to our team, Theo Seeley and DeVincio Thompson, over in Grand Bahama tonight. Still to come in Eyewitness News, we have a check on sports with Laurencia Smith right after this break.
Ready to insure your ride? Our new website is ready for you. Visit jsjohnson.com. Select coverages, go to Motor, and click Get a Quote. We have made it easier than ever to request a quote online. Fill in all the required fields. When you're done, hit Submit. You'll receive a response via email within 24 hours. Visit jsjohnson.com today.
Attention Bahamas! Get ready to link up in Eleuthera. Keep the Vibe Alive Music Group, Colette, Bahamas and the Rock Sound Homecoming Committee present KB and Friends Boatman Show, April 18th and 19th in beautiful Rock Sound, Eleuthera. At the homecoming site, April 18th, experience the boatman himself, KB. Mama D, Colin McDonald and the Falcons. April 19th, the vibes keep going with Ancient Man, Fanshawn, Terrero, Keisha, and the King of the South, Avi. With music by DJ Rap, Pop Style, DJ Lodge, and DJ Andy. Don't miss the Boatman Easter Weekend concert. Book your flights, rooms, and rentals now. For info, email keepthevibealive242@gmail.com. Telephone 558-3804. Don't miss the ultimate Boatman concert. See you in Eleuthera, April 18th and 19th. Keep the Vibe Alive Music Group present the Legends of Rake and Spray. Get ready for the biggest names in Bahamian music live on stage. KB, Funky D, Chino D, D-Ma, Sweet Emily, Simeon Alton, Veronica Bishop, and more like the Singing Bishop. Mark your calendars for Saturday, May 10th at the Farm, Marshall Road. Gates open at 6 p.m. General admission 80, VIP 120. Tickets available at Missouri, Bookie Brand at the Beauty Shack, both locations. Skyboxes and Skypod. Call ESC Distributors at 394-0819. Or email keepthevibealive242@gmail.com. Saturday, May 10th, come by boat and play and experience the legends of Rake and Scrape. Brought to you by Keep the Vibe Alive Music Group, ESC Distributors, Missouri, The Plug, The Beauty Shack, Bahamas, Bookie Brand, and Caribbean Wines and Spirits.
Eyewitness Sports is brought to you by 103.5 The Beat.
Good evening and welcome to another edition of Eyewitness Sports. I'm Laurencia Smith. Thanks for joining us. Topping sports tonight from the NBA. Looks like Grand Bahama native Buddy Hield is getting off with a warning this time around from the league's office, according to international media, after mimicking shooting a gun during a recent matchup between the Golden State Warriors and the Memphis Grizzlies. Here's what reportedly took place during GSW's 134-125 road win against Memphis. Ja Morant of the Grizzlies reportedly formed an imaginary guns with his fingers on both hands, pointing them towards the Warriors bench with his left arm fully extended. As he walked towards the Grizzly bench on the other side of the court, Hield made similar gestures from the Warriors bench just before the timeout. Now Morant, 25 years old, a two-time All-Star, has twice been suspended by the NBA for brandishing a firearm on social media. Now GSW is currently sitting in the 5th seed in the Western Conference with a 44-31 win-loss record. Meantime, in other news, meet 25-year-old Kara Hanna, a professional judo athlete, and she needs your help getting to the American Oceanic Senior Championship in Santiago, Chile from April 25th to the 26th, 2025. The decorated athlete in the sport says she just needs $2,500 to make it to competition.
For myself as well as my sensei. Right now we're trying to get more sponsorships for the hotel fees, my gis, which is the uniform that we perform in, and back patch. And This tournament is pretty big, mainly because it not only gives you points towards the Olympic Games in 2028, but I will also be considered the championship of the entire Pan American and Oceania region.
Hannah has been in the sport since she was 16 years old, winning several medals, among them a gold medal in 2027 at the Caribbean Games, and she stressed the frustration comes with getting the support she needs to represent the Bahamas.
I don't know what judo is. When I tell people, oh hey, I do judo, they're like, oh, you do karate? I'm like, no, I do judo. Like judo is a different martial art. It's self-perseverance. It's self-discipline. It's something that you can do to let your frustration out, you know. And watching, you know, the track athletes and the basketball, like I commend them in any event because they are like our high sports in the Bahamas itself. And the people, the girls that are in my division, which is the plus 78 division, they got to look out for me.
And here's how you can help Hannah get to Chile.
Okay, so my number is 1242-817-5589, and my email is Kara, Karra.Hanna, HANNA 22@iCloud.com.
It's Making Sports at this hour. I'm Laurencia Smith. Stay tuned for more news on the other side of the break.
Need a new car for your business? Well, EV Motors and the Bahamas Development Bank have some news for you.
At the Bahamas Development Bank, we are committed to promoting Bahamian businesses and entrepreneurs. With our green lending program, businesses are able to access up to 100% financing to purchase electric vehicles for commercial and fleet use. We are so excited to partner with EV Motors for this initiative to encourage and empower business owners to drive green.
If you haven't visited our dealership on Tonic Williams Starling Highway as yet, we have a wide variety of brand new EVs from some of your favorite brands like Toyota, BYD, and Mercedes-Benz. As the official distributor of Kerry Commercial Vehicles, we offer a selection of high-performance commercial EVs. Currently, you can purchase the Kerry Cargo Van and the Kerry Elephant Truck, and soon flatbeds and box trucks for all your business needs.
To access up to 100% financing to purchase an EV for your business, you'll need to provide us with a few documents: the business plan or executive summary, business license, historical financials, relevant KYC documents, and the vehicle and insurance quote.
With an interest rate of 6.75% and a repayment period of up to 8 years, you don't want to miss this fantastic opportunity.
To apply, visit our website today at bahamasdevelopmentbank.com or give us a call at 702-5700.
Edenwell has expanded their testing menu. We now offer blood work, drug screening, and so much more. Our hours of operation are Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturday, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m., located on 11 Madeira Street. We are here for all of your laboratory needs, with fast and reliable lab work done by our friendly and knowledgeable staff. Let us help you take the needed steps to stay in the know about your health. Let's keep working towards a healthier you. Stay Eden well.
7.5 years, but I walk in here all of a sudden, total stranger. I'm calling you Rick and Sheila.
I win. At Island Lock, we take sports seriously. Get ready to experience the thrill of winning anytime and any place. Bet in real time and live the thrill of every play while watching your winnings stack up. It's your chance to score big with fast payouts and a world-class experience. Get in the game and bet the Bahamian way with Island Luck Sportsbook.
You're watching Eyewitness News.
Well, that wraps up news at this hour. Coming up and Beyond the Headlines with Shanique Miller, more political talk and also what's making hot topics this week. That's coming up and Beyond the Headlines. It starts right after this. That does it for us here at Eyewitness News. It's certainly been a pleasure having you in our company tonight. On behalf of the entire news team, I'm Janae Nawal saying good night and be safe, everyone.
Join us for Classroom Chronicles with host Ms. Ebony Johnson, where teachers provide solution-based critiques about teacher-related topics in education. Join us as we discuss teacher morale, the real deal.
Tired of driving around from place to place just to get your car insured and licensed? Frustrated with the process of being back and forth from your insurance company to road traffic? Well, BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers just made insuring and licensing your motor vehicle as easy as 1, 2, 3. Step 1. Visit us at the Road Traffic Department, Section 1, Thomas A. Robinson Sports Stadium. At our office, you can purchase or renew your insurance or get your vehicle inspected. We at BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers represent major carriers. Step 2. See the professionals at Road Traffic to get your vehicle licensed. Step 3. Enjoy your day. Insure with BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers today, saving you time and money. Your one-stop shop for all of your insurance needs. Great rates, convenient, excellent service. For more information, call us at 322-2221.
We all know there are ways we can help. Your help can go even further. Be an everyday superhero. Donate to Hands for Hunger.
So you want a space. But not just any space. You need something with a little more potential. So how about 1,000 square feet of room to play with? Superb audio and video production capability, digital LED wall, full lighting grid, and about 124 seats to accommodate a full studio audience with so many other features. Make us your home for your next concert, conference, and so much more. Honestly, the possibilities are endless. Here at ILTV Studios, we'd love to bring your next event to life. So what do you say? Do you want our space? The thoughts, views, and comments expressed by the hosts, guests, and callers on Beyond the Headlines are not necessarily those of management, ownership, or production unit of the Verizon Media Group. Beyond the Headlines is a production of ILTV Studios and cannot be reproduced or represented in part or entirety without express written permission of the Verizon Media Group. Beyond the Headlines is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2021.
Coming up tonight, crowds of COI supporters welcome Iram Lewis at the airport in Grand Bahama earlier today. Coalition of Independence leader Lincoln Bain joins me. Tonight, is the coalition looking at courting other FNMs who have not been tapped on the shoulder? We asked that question. Economic Affairs Minister Michael Alcides talks about those new tariffs put on by the Trump administration on the Bahamas. Does the Bahamas have need to worry at this point? And later tonight, Ian Thomas is here. No Rose with him, but he has some deals and savings just in time for the weekend. This is Beyond the Headlines. Good evening. I'm Shanique Miller. It's great to have you along this evening. Well, more than 24 hours later, the news of Iram Lewis leaving the Free National Movement to join the Coalition of Independence is settling in. This morning, members of the Coalition of Independents gathered outside the airport in Grand Bahama to welcome him back to the island. So what's next for Lewis and the COI? Coalition of Independents leader Lincoln Bain is here this evening to talk about making history yesterday, Aram Lewis's role in the party now, and how the coalition plans on using their seat in the House of Assembly to drive their message and policies. Well, it's good to have you here, Mr. Bain. Welcome to Beyond the Headlines, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Listen, you made history. The Coalition of Independents made history yesterday for the very first time in our parliamentary history in this Westminster system. A member of Parliament crossed the floor. That's not the historic part. To a third party.
Yes.
Talk about that, just that feeling, because you were in the gallery, you observed it, you saw it happening. I mean, obviously, you would have known that it was going to take place, but just the fact that this happened and it's now official.
Yeah, it was history. The Prime Minister acknowledged that was history, and so did the FNM. It was history, and it was very symbolic and significant because the tide is shifting. People are tired of the same old. They're tired of pulling for the Lakers Celtics, Saxons Valley, the same that we're used to. Now they want to try something different. And so, because what they've had before has been failing them. And so when it happened, it was natural progression for me. So I knew it was going to happen because we were in conversations with Iram and other politicians for some time, and he was...
Other politicians in the House now?
Yes, of course. And those who were in the House before.
Okay.
And, a lot of people are disenfranchised with where the country is going at this time. The FNM and PLP is failing. And it's the system that is failing. It doesn't matter who the players are that they bring forward, who the candidate is, who the leader is. There's a system of the FNM and PLP, and that is what is failing. And so when it happened in House of Assembly, we saw the shock on the FNM's faces, and they were disturbed. But even more so, we saw the shock on the PLP's faces. Because, Shanique, normally when someone crosses the floor, the other side, they celebrate and they jeer the other side, etc. But this time, they were quiet. And we took pictures of them on that side. The faces looked like terror.
No. You all truly had the mic drop moment of 2025 to date because like what? Okay, fine. He crossed the floor to go where? Where? That was like all of that happened at once.
Yeah, and so it makes me think that normally political parties, governing parties, they appreciate third parties because third parties make it more difficult for the opposition. You see, with George Bush, he got 2 terms because of Ralph Nader and the Green Party. Obama got 2 terms because of the Tea Party, and so that's normally how it works.
Yeah.
But this time, it's like they are afraid, not that we're going to be a disruptor or take some votes. They're afraid that we could win.
The PLP is shaking, you're saying.
Terror on their
so let's
faces.
just talk about this for a moment. You were saying, let's just talk about the PLP's response and how you were saying, listen, the position they're in right now. You were saying, right now as it stands, as a result of what happened yesterday, the PLP is nervous.
Yes, I think so, because you can tell by what their paid trolls do. They pay political trolls. They admit that. They pay political trolls, and their political trolls didn't go out there attacking Pintard and the FNM. They immediately started attacking the COI. Why would you attack the COI? You should be glad about the COI. You should now be trying to weaken your enemy, if that's your formidable enemy. Whoever the one that is a threat is, you attack them. And the fact that their trolls, their paid trolls, started attacking us means that they got instructions, because paid trolls don't move unless they get instructions. They got instructions to go after us because we are now a threat in their eyes. That's how we see it.
Now, we talked about how the PLP is perhaps feeling right now as a result of yesterday. How do you suppose the FNM is feeling?
I don't think they're feeling any different than they've been feeling. They have been in turmoil for quite some time now, and this is just a part of the continuing turmoil that they've been going through. They're in absolute disarray. They have a leader who does not have good leadership ability, according to a lot of persons in the FNM. And so that's where a lot of their problems are going to come from. A leader has to be confident. Even Tommy Turnquest allowed Hubert Ingram to run. All right? Hubert Ingram ran. It wasn't
on a Tommy Turnquest led
Yes, he did.
ticket.
Yes. So what's the problem? There are other leaders from around the world. Winston Churchill, you go to England and think of many different people who ran and they sat in the back bench. But they got the respect of the fact that they represented that constituency and they were allowed to continue to run but not be prime minister. But this seems to be threatened. Now, I am not interested in getting in their business.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you, based on what I'm seeing, that's what's going on.
Based on what you were able to determine. Well, let's just talk about this. Is the Coalition of Independents working to replace the FNM? I remember the last time you were here on the show. Wait. You were here on the show and you said a growing number of FNMs are showing interest in the Coalition of Independents. What did you mean by that?
We're not looking to replace the FNM. We're looking to replace the Progressive Liberal Party. They're the government right now. The FNM is not even relevant to us right now. They are being paid to oppose. They are being paid to keep the government's foot to the fire. They are failing at that miserably. They are voting for everything the PLP puts forward. They are weak. They don't seem to know what to do, and they are infighting when they should be holding the government's foot to the fire. We are paying them for that, okay? Not for photo ops and the kind of stuff. We are paying them to give us results. And so we're looking to replace the Progressive Liberal Party. Now, in terms of you speaking about
the support, FNM
the support
supporters.
of FNMs, we have support from FNMs and PLPs. You have support from Bahamians who are fed up. There are Bahamians on all sides who are just tired. There are people who haven't voted in years who are now saying they're going to vote because they want to see the change. They feel like the country will be lost if something doesn't happen. They feel like we are at the critical point.
Right.
And this is the most critical election in Bahamian history. And if we don't win this, our country is going to be lost.
Wow,
and so we have support from both sides.
Very, very powerful statement.
When you see our events around the country, if you look at our event in Abaco, they saw PLPs and FNMs. They're staunch. That they know that these are big players. And they're like, wow, what are they doing there?
You are
in
getting
South
the
Andres.
attention of people who before now would not have even venture off.
Yes, in South Andres, we had an event there. It was packed to capacity. That's South Andres. That's the belly of the PLP. And they saw the people who came out and they were like, no, how are they there? You saw our Vision 2030. That was packed to capacity. People couldn't fit there. People were sitting on the ground and sitting in the aisles and standing around all night. After 12, we were finished hours before that, and people were still there refusing to leave. And so something is happening on the ground, and they can ignore us if they want, but they're going to feel in the end. And some people say, no, you all can't win. We're not doing this because we believe that we're going to win. We're doing this because we believe that this is right.
The right thing to do.
Yes.
Right at this time, the right time. Let's talk about, and I'm gonna move away from the FNM, but you kind of just teased for a moment about the fact that other members of Parliament might be open to doing just what and following Hiram Lewis's lead. You care to maybe hint at who they may be? We see today for example, in the dailies that Adrian Gibson, well, we know why, is not going to get his tap on the shoulder. We know about Dr. Minnis, and I imagine there are a few others, maybe even in the Progressive Liberal Party as well. So who are you talking to?
I'll just leave it like this. Like I said before, Michael Pintard, when you walk into the House of Assembly and you sit down, look to your left, look to your right, and you wonder who's next. As simple as that.
Oh, this sound, well, wait a minute now. This sound like this here in motion, like this. These talks are in motion. Shannon Dunn, the deputy. Lincoln, okay, what is Hiram Lewis's role in the coalition? I mean, he is the voice and the face now in Parliament for the Coalition of Independents. What is his role going to be? Of course, as you head towards an election, but right now the fact is, Parliament is still in session.
His role is going to be to fight for the Bahamian people in Parliament. When you're in one of those two political parties, you can only say what you're permitted to say. You can only do what you're permitted to do. And they put handcuffs on you. Now there's going to be no handcuffs on him. Remember who we are, the Coalition of Independents. People think that's an oxymoron. Actually, it's not. Coalition of Independent Thinkers. And so now you are free to express yourself. But that has to be in line with the Bahamian people. And so we are looking to go in there and put the agenda of the Bahamian people forward. We're going to reveal information and put it on the government's record, on the public record. We're going to stand up for the Bahamian people. So if you haven't paid the police reservists, as has happened, the police reservists have not been paid at all for this year.
Since December.
At all.
Yeah.
And when they were paid the last time, that was what they were owed for last year. So they are treating them horribly and then telling them to guard them and take care of crime in this country. You have persons pensionable, not pensionable, and they've not gotten letters for 10, 15 years.
That is just wild. The public service continues to have those people engaged.
And stand up and speak up for the Bahamian people. That is unlawful. And I can guarantee you, when we get to the House of Assembly, we are going to put a law in place that if you are there past your probation working for government, you are automatically PNP. Permanent and pensionable.
Yes, absolutely.
Automatically. We should not be, as a government, requiring the business community to treat their labor properly, but we are doing this to our labor in this country. I'm talking to every civil servant in this country right now. When you vote for the coalition of independence, when you vote for the coalition of independence, you are voting to make sure that you get justice. Police officers are going to get their gratuity. Those who are not permanent and pensionable are going to be, that wrong is going to be righted right away. Every civil servant is going to be treated with justice. You won't even need a union anymore. Just like we are fighting for the people now, you're going to think your government is your union.
So this is going to be a different way of governing, way of governing where the people are priority and you get them, you obviously trying to put their needs first.
Shanique, in one country in this world, we got to be first. When you go to the U.S. Departure Lounge, they have a special line for them and a long line for you. When you go to college in the U.S., there's a different price for them and a different price for you. And I understand that and I appreciate that. That's how it's supposed to be. In this country, foreigners get all the advantage. How could that be? They get all the advantage, the consultancy, the land, everything. The red carpet is rolled out for them. They could have a dream, want to build a hotel. Our prime minister will go find the money for them to do it and give them the land, give away their own house, give away their own office. But they wouldn't do this for Bahamians in this country. No, we're going to change this country so that Bahamians are put first and we reap the benefits of this country. And if that's too much for some people to ask because they love their party too much to have something like that, then that's on you. Curse yourselves, but don't curse your children. I am paying taxes now, me, because my father didn't fight his generation. He let Hubert Ingram and Perry Christie and all those guys rape this country and borrow us into oblivion. My grandfather didn't fight Pop Simonet and Pinlin and those generation. Well, we are going to stand up to this generation and we're going to make sure that the agenda is for us, not for a small group of people. And we're going to empower every Bahamian. That's our agenda. And that is going to start now. Being in the House of Assembly, you're going to hear a different message in that House of Assembly.
A shift in the tone.
Yes.
Many nations are now, including the United States, Canada, other nations, Europe, really zeroing in on immigration and obviously trying to get rid of whether it's illegals or sometimes even those who are naturalized or somewhere along that line. How you plan on handling immigration matters that Bahamians can't, we're still fumbling over this?
God is a God of decency and order. If I come to your house and I come through the back window, instead of coming to the front door and ringing the doorbell, I'm out of order. I shouldn't jump through your window. And so all we are asking is for people to come the right way. Do it right. We're not against immigrants. You can come help us work as long as you're not doing something that we could do, but come the right way. That's just decency. Okay? It doesn't matter your situation. Come the right way so that we can know how much beds we need. We can manage our country. We know how much hospital beds we need, so Bahamians are not running out of hospital beds. We know how much blood we need, so we're not running out of blood and people dying because we don't have enough blood because immigrants are taking it over. We know how much housing we need. The housing crisis is right now going crazy because immigrants are taking over the apartments and the houses. $1,500 for one bedroom. That's because of illegal immigration. Okay? We need this to be proper and we need them to have a proper life when they come here. We don't need you living in the bushes. We don't need you to not have a bank account so people are robbing you. We don't need you here legally so that if someone rapes you, you're afraid to go and make a police complaint. or if someone robs you, you don't want to make a plea. We want a proper society for all of us. We want decency in our country. And so we're going to make sure that everyone has an incentive to come here the right way. And if you come the wrong way, we're going to deal with you. You're going to jail. Simple as that.
Meanwhile, of course, we know people say about a year and a half away from the general election. What does yesterday's crossing over onto a third party for the first time in the history of our parliamentary system do for the coalition in terms of confidence level and maybe just fine-tuning your message moving forward?
Yesterday did not bring momentum to the Coalition of Independence. The momentum of the Coalition of Independence led to yesterday. And so there's been a momentum on the ground. Before election came and went, and we were still out there fighting for the Bahamian people. We never stopped. We were out there doing what we have to do, educating the people so their eyes could be open, fighting for people where we had to, protesting, holding the government's foot to the fire, making them change their policies. We were fighting the whole time, and people respect that. And so nothing is going to change. We are going to continue to do what we've been doing.
Lincoln Bain, thank you very much. Lincoln Bain, of course, leader of the Coalition of Independence, here this evening to talk about R.M. Lewis's welcome to Grand Bahama earlier today, and of course the historic crossover that happened yesterday and the way forward for the Coalition of Independence now that they have a voice in Parliament to participate in debates and helping frame, I guess, legislation and all this stuff. Lincoln, thank you very much for joining me here on Beyond the Headlines. Good seeing you. This is Beyond the Headlines. When we come back, we're going to give some opinions on all of this and also look at those tariffs that Bahamians are paying attention to. 10%, yeah, of all things exported from here to the United States. What are your thoughts? We're back in a moment.
Rejuvenate, refresh, treat yourself. Immerse yourself in total comfort. Pamper yourself. After all, you're worth it. Relax. Rid yourself of all life stresses. At Baja Retreat Anti-Aging Spa, you will find everything you need to enhance your body and spirit. Call today at 323-6711 and begin your journey to serenity at Baja Retreat Anti-Aging Spa.
You work hard to provide for and protect the ones you love. However, life can present unexpected challenges. Who you call in times of need matters. Insurance Management is a Bahamian-owned company that has been serving our community for over 40 years, offering a wide range of coverage for all of your personal, professional, and commercial needs. When life happens, rest easy knowing that our skilled and experienced agents are there for you in your time of need, so that you can get back to what matters most. Insurance Management. Nobody does it better.
At the Water and Sewage Corporation, safety and convenience are our top priorities. However, our meter readers face challenges that can make their job difficult. Locked gates to guard dogs sometimes leads to missed readings and estimated bills, which can be frustrating for you and us. That's why we're upgrading to digital meters. They bring safety, accuracy, and convenience to homes across the Bahamas. We can streamline data collection, reduce on-site visits, and provide more accurate bills with no more estimates. Digital meters also help detect leaks early, saving you from costly bills and reducing water waste. Soon, a user-friendly app will let you track your water usage, manage bills, and stay informed, all at your fingertips. Over the next year, we're rolling out digital meters nationwide, transforming how we serve you with a safer and cost-efficient water supply. To learn about our digital meters, visit our website or call us today. And don't forget to update your information at any of our locations.
Attention Bahamas! Get ready to link up in Eleuthera. Keep the Vibe Alive Music Group, Colette, Bahamas and the Rock Sound Homecoming Committee present KB and Friends Boatman Show, April 18th and 19th in beautiful Rocksound, Eleuthera at the homecoming site. April 18th, experience the boatman himself, KB. Mama D, Colin McDonald and the Falcons. April 19th, the vibes keep going with Ancient Man, Fan Sean, Teray Roll, Keisha, and the King of the South, Avi. With music by DJ Rap, Pop Style, DJ Lodge, and DJ Andy. Don't miss the Boatman Easter Weekend concert. Book your flights, rooms, and rentals now. For info, email keepthevibealive242@gmail.com. Telephone 558-3804. Don't miss the ultimate Boatman concert. See you in Eleuthera, April 18th and 19th.
If you enjoy watching Beyond the Headlines, take advantage of our exclusive offers with 4 15-minute interview segments at $1,200 and 20 30-second TV ads at $2,000. Contact 557-0258 or 557-0259 for more information. Go beyond with Beyond the Headlines.
This segment of Beyond the Headlines is brought to you by the Legends of Rake and Scrape, May 10th at the Farm, Marshall Road.
Welcome back to Beyond the Headlines. Well, we're going to jump right in. Of course, you saw in the first segment, the Coalition of Independence leader Lincoln Bain joined me talking about making history yesterday. As you all know very well by now, R.M. Lewis, the Member of Parliament for Central Grand Bahama, crossed the floor to the COI. And so the COI now has a Member of Parliament in the House of Assembly. Well, we're going to get and sort of get in right there. Welcome to Beyond the Headlines, contributor Ellington Ferguson. Good evening to you, Ellington. It's good to have you here. Welcome to the show.
Good evening, Shanique. Certainly it's a pleasure to be here once again.
Your response to, you heard Lincoln say a lot and talk a lot even about the way forward and what the focus is for the party, but your response to what he had to say about R.M. Lewis and the role that he will play in Parliament for the COI.
I think it's a very, very interesting response from Mr. Bain. Obviously, the Free National Movement, the Progressive Liberal Party, has got to look at Mr. Bain and the Coalition of Independence. They got to take a second look over there and kind of study what's happening, because there is, in fact, a ground movement. As I move through the country, persons that I know that were one of those political persuasion, and they are staunch. And I mean, I'm not talking to just no ignorant person that doesn't understand certain things. These are people of means, but people just kind of fed up the way we've been doing things. And so, yes, Mr. Bain has been making tremendous movement in the political arena in this country, and that move by R.M. Lewis is a major win for the Coalition of Independent. What does it do for R.M. Lewis? How does that transfer? It depends on his performance during this time.
How he's been representing Central Grand Bahama to this point.
For right now, I don't think that has much to do. Knowing the demographics of Grand Bahama, I don't think he has that kind of or have had that kind of impact in Grand Bahama. He could now demonstrate going forward. Let's say Lincoln Bain alluded to them being on the handcuffs as to what they can say and what they can do. If that, in fact, was the problem or situation there, R.M. Lewis now has an opportunity to demonstrate his real worth on behalf of the Coalition of Independence now in the Parliament.
I wanted to ask you what difference you think it'll make, how much more interesting will debates be, given that there will be sort of a third angle coming up and making contributions to those debates?
Again, based on Mr. Bain stated that he will be able to put the coalition message forward. It depends on his delivery. It depends on what he does. It's not R.M. Lewis' personality is still what exists there in the Parliament. We've heard from him. We've heard his contribution. And I've listened to him a lot of times, and I think he's been pretty good. He's not been that over-dynamic personality, but he's been pretty good with his delivery. He sought to be somewhat balanced. Sometimes when you hear some of them being balanced, you know that something is happening when they're being fair and balanced with their own party. And so, yeah, it depends on what he do. He has an opportunity to demonstrate what he's about what he has in him and to go ahead and put forward that message. Let's see if that message is strong enough coming from him to reverberate in the parliament and across the country.
And outside the parliament.
Absolutely.
Let's move forward. We see, of course, the Free National Movement is yet to launch its official candidates for the upcoming general election. However, they are dropping little tidbits here and there. We've seen just today that Adrian Gibson, I mean, nobody is saying, but Adrian Gibson will not get that tap on the shoulder. Of course, Adrian Gibson is the sitting member of Parliament for Long Island. We know, of course, Dr. Minnis, Killarney member of Parliament, a different story there. Someone who is visible, hardworking, still enjoys a great deal, perhaps majority popularity in that constituency, will not be getting a nomination as well. Your thoughts about where the FNM finds itself while trying to get through this, also almost saddled with this cloud that's hanging over, with the Aram Lewis move and everything else that's kind of happening?
I'm not sure what Pintard knows or what information he has. Obviously, I don't believe that he's making the right moves. Number one, to unify the Free National Movement. I don't see that happening.
That word continues to come up. Monday evening, I had an MCM, Kendall Jit Culmer on the show, who is a highly regarded FNM member. I understand that he is a founding member, so someone who basically is, one of the pillars of the party. He talked about unity as well and being a unifier.
And I think what is going to happen, that the things that he's now embroiled in, is too close to the possibility of an election. A progressive Liberal Party is watching these movements, and I hear people talking about a snap election, and if the progressive Liberal Party feel in and of itself, with all of the issues that they have going on, that they can pull themselves together and call a snap on the Free National Movement, I can promise you they will do it. But Mr. Pintard is creating fights, and I say creating fights that basically does not exist. He's afraid of Hubert Minnis's shadow, and upsetting the cart, giving himself more work to do. So here it is, while you're supposed to be in these various constituencies getting things together, you're going to have to be in one or two constituencies fighting for your very life. And I think that is ill-advised. Who's ever behind the scene, I'm not sure with the movers and shakers behind the scene, who's talking to him or who's giving him advice. This is not going to bode well for the Free National Movement. Last time, the Coalition of Independents already displaced another party. They displaced the DNA. And look like they're really coming for the jugular, and they're going to displace somebody else again. And so you've got to be very careful. You can't dismiss Mr. Bain and what's happening in those there. I've seen some credible people that is now following the Coalition of Independents, and so you've got to watch all these political movements.
Quite an interesting political season. That's for election
absolutely,
season. That's
absolutely.
For sure. Yeah.
And then changes in the air in the Bahamas.
Yeah, listen, the government is closely monitoring the global trade tension sparked by a new 10% tariff imposed by the United States, while questions swirl about the possible impact on the Bahamian economy. Economic Affairs Minister Michael Alkitis is assuring the Bahamian people, though, that there is no need to panic just yet. Delana Roca has the story.
The government is taking a wait-and-see approach following the U.S.'s latest move to impose sweeping tariffs, some as high as 40%, on imports from countries like China, Switzerland, and Cambodia. While the Bahamas isn't directly affected, Economic Affairs Minister Michael Halkitis says officials are monitoring the global ripple effect while focusing on protecting the local economy.
The United States is our major trading partner. They will remain our major trading partner. We are adopting a wait-and-see attitude. We realize that things change very rapidly, so something that might be on today could be off later on today.
Halkitis notes that while the country sits near the bottom of global tariff targets, the Davis administration isn't taking any chances, developing strategies to safeguard Bahamian interests in case the international situation worsens.
We don't see an immediate major impact. What it is 10% tax being put on goods being imported into the United States at the baseline for those countries. As you know, we have been pursuing a trade diversification policy. as part of our efforts to reduce the cost of living in the country, finding ways to source goods from other countries.
Still, the minister admits the broader concern is how these changes may impact the global financial system, and by extension, vulnerable economies like the Bahamas.
Our greater concern from a government perspective is the impact of this trade war on the global economy. And so we're hopeful that an all-out trade war leading to recession and economic slowdown can be avoided.
Though unable to influence U.S. trade policy, Halkitis believes the Bahamas' proximity to the U.S. and its stable positioning offer a buffer, at least for now.
Proximity serves us. So, if there's recession in the U.S., perhaps the person who would have taken a vacation in Europe or in the Far East or down there in Bali and those places, maybe they'll stay closer and come to the Bahamas. So we remain optimistic, but it's something that's concerning and we have to continue to watch.
Following the United States' 10% tariffs on international countries, the Davis administration is bracing for what the fallout might be and what that might mean for Bahamian consumers. I'm Delano Roker, Eyewitness News.
There you have it, Ellington, in that story by Delano, Economic Affairs Minister Michael Halkitis saying basically, hold up, guys, we still in an okay position. There is no need to, because people are fearful of many things. How is this going to impact the economy, business? We've seen certain industries already speaking out. And is this sort of the prelude to a recession? Your thoughts?
It's a very interesting time in the global trade wars. Obviously, every country has got to plan and manage their own economy and how they do things for themselves. You cannot just depend on somebody else to manage your affairs. With that said, of course, most of our products come from the United States of America. This is going to have some initial minimal fallout. Okay, what President Trump is doing for reciprocal tariffs, nations that has higher tariffs on their stuff, and so he's putting tariffs on them. Some tariffs as high as 100% that some nation have on the United States of America. So yes, there's going to be some initial fallout, but I believe in the end, when this began to take shape and factories and products began to be made in America again, it's first of all going to be good for America, and hopefully we will continue to get the benefits. But these are not targeted towards the Bahamas. Obviously, they're targeting those other nations that they have significant trade with.
Yeah, quite interesting. Ellington, thank you very much. It's good to have your thoughts and opinions here in this segment.
My pleasure,
yes,
always.
Of course. I mean, quite an interesting news week.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, my pleasure. Absolutely. We got a whole. We're gonna just be scoping the scene. Lincoln, did you hear him hint that maybe another F&M will be following our
Well, he warned Pintar to look left and look right.
Who's this on the left?
Is it I? Is it?
Anyways, listen.
Interesting comments coming from Mr. B.
I absolutely agree. Listen, thank you so much. Don't go anywhere, because when we come back, we're going to shift gears and we're going to spend some time with Ian Thomas of Direct Marketers. Coming up right after the break.
Keep the Vibe Alive Music Group present The Legends of Rake Spray. Get ready for the biggest names in Bahamian music live on stage. KB, Funky D, Chino D, D-Mac, Sweet Emily, Simeon Alton, Veronica Bishop, and more like the Singing Bishop. Mark your calendars for Saturday, May 10th at the Farm, Marshall Road. Gates open at 6 p.m. General admission 80, VIP 120. Tickets available at Missouri, Bungie Brand at the Beauty Shack, both locations. For Skyboxes and Skypods, call ESC Distributors at 394-0819. Or email keepthevibealive242@gmail.com. Saturday, May 10th, come by boat and play and experience the legends of Rake and Scrape. Brought to you by Keep the Vibe Alive Music Group, ESC Distributors, Missouri. The Plug, The Beauty Shack, Bahamas City, Bungie Brand, and Caribbean Wines and Spirits.
The internet isn't just for surfing. There's a sea of shoppers buying online, and you can connect with them on Tingsy. Tingsy is the SBDC's online storefront built for Bahamians. Take your business to the next level by selling to customers online, both at home and around the world. People want Bahamian things, and if you got things to sell, sell on Tingsy. Find out how you can connect with a sea of buyers by visiting TingsyBahamas.com.
7.5 years, but I walk in here all of a sudden, total stranger. I'm calling you Rick and Sheila. Like,
At Island Lock, we take sports seriously. Get ready to experience the thrill of winning anytime and any place. Bet in real time and live the thrill of every play while watching your winnings stack up. It's your chance to score big with fast payouts and a world-class experience. Get in the game and bet the Bahamian way with Island Luck Sportsbook.
So you want a space. But not just any space. You need something with a little more potential. So how about 1,000 square feet of room to play with? Superb audio and video production capability, digital LED wall, full lighting grid, and about 124 seats to accommodate a full studio audience with so many other features. Make us your home for your next concert, conference, and so much more. Honestly, the possibilities are endless. Here at ILTV Studios, we'd love to bring your next event to life. So what do you say? Do you want our space?
If you enjoy watching Beyond the Headlines, take advantage of our exclusive offers with 4 15-minute interview segments at $1,200 and 20 30-second TV ads at $2,000. Contact 557-0258 or 557-0259 for more information. Go beyond with Beyond the Headlines.
Drive the future with brand new 2024 electric vehicles. EV Motors, powering your journey.
Welcome back to Beyond the Headlines. Well, as I told you before, we're going to shift gears and talk to Ian Thomas. Of course, you know, Ian is with Direct Marketers, and he comes by regularly to talk about where you can shop and save that money. In fact, save even more money. As you know, we are already experiencing some savings. And so you're in luck. Pull up a chair, take some notes, maybe even tape this because you want to see exactly what he has on offer and also where you can go to get some wonderful deals. Hello, Ian. Good evening to you. Welcome to Beyond the Headlines.
Hey, good evening, Miss Shanique Miller. How are you?
Excellent.
That's wonderful. Boy, these cameras just sometimes throw me off. Yeah, man. Good evening, Bahamas. My name is Ian Thomas, and I am here from Direct Marketers. Direct Marketers, of course, is a marketing company where we specialize in radio, TV, print, social media, and e-blast. So if you have a business or a business idea and you want to know how viable it is, please feel free to give me a call at 552-0212. That's 552-0212. Dial 552-0212. That's 552-0212. I think that's enough time?
One more.
Okay. 552-0212. Hey, listen here. You have me for a puppy show up here. Hey, listen here, man. I'm so happy to be here. Normally, I end with this product, but I'm going to start here. And I wrote a little something. Is your penis sad and depressed? Just hanging around the house? Moping and being completely useless? There's nothing cute about a big old floppy penis. Not being able to do anything. That's why I want you guys to go ahead and give me a call at 552-0212 and get yourself the bully pill. The bully pill is going to change your
life. We'll talk
life.
with the rose after that introduction. But go ahead, yes.
I was at the beach the other day and a guy came up to me and he was like, Ian, I saw you on Beyond the Headlines with Shanique Miller. And he said, I just had to give you a call. I said, what happened? He said, there was a death in my family. I said, I'm sorry to hear that. I said, who died? He said, my penis. So if you want to resurrect your penis and have a nice, strong erection so you and your partner can be happy, Shanique was just looking at me and I feel her eyes just piercing at me. You want to give me a call. The bully pill is so easy to get. It's $55 for a bottle of 6. It's all natural. So if individuals are on any diabetic medication or if they're on high blood pressure medication, it won't interfere. You just take it, drink some water, half an hour later, boom, you're ready to go. It stays in your system for about 2 to 3 days. So, you know, it's going to do something good.
So you don't need to take another one.
No, you don't need to take another one. It's not a vitamin. And like I said times in the past, after the physical part of the relationship is gone, that could be something that's really, really, problematic in the future. Relationships, either someone is dealing with infidelity, or there might be medical issues, or something or people are just, financial, whatever it is. You want to try to maintain a good relationship. Don't let that part of the relationship run away. So give me a call for the Bully Pill. It's right here, 5520212, 5520212. And it's so funny that you talked about the rose. I'm in the food store and people are walking up to me, why did you sell Prophetess a rose? I was like, what? I said, I believe in giving people their flowers while they're alive.
Oh my gosh. Oh, Ian, go to the next item. Go.
That's a good one.
Oh my God.
It kind of puts a spin on
the rose, yeah.
Oh, kind of put a spin on, hey, you're coming to church?
How'd put a spin?
You'll get it on the way driving home.
Yeah.
Listen here, ladies and gentlemen. InfoSec Inc., Bahamas. I know you are a big proponent of people getting education and furthering yourself.
Yes.
If that's something that you believe in, furthering your education and advancing yourself to be more valuable in today's working environment is vital to someone's personal success. Individuals should be mindful that employers are seeking the most competent candidates that they can get their hands on to help the company grow and maintain competitive standards. And that's what InfoSec Inc. Bahamas is all about. They were established in 2017, and they offer the first ever online learning platform of its kind in the Bahamas. These courses are led by highly skilled, experienced instructors who are adjunct university professors. You know what adjunct means? I had to Google that.
What does it mean?
Adjunct.
It's almost like a sort of a not full-time, so temporary kind of person who's engaged at a college or university.
Yes. I getting educated right here. So So now remember, InfoSec offers rolling courses, meaning these courses will run every quarter. So for those interested, please look out for upcoming dates. InfoSec prides themselves on delivering flexible, engaging online courses designed to empower individuals in both their careers and entrepreneurial ventures. Now, these are 2-hour courses, 2-hour weekly live virtual classes, self-paced, meaning that you go at your own pace and outside of the class. So it's wonderful. You're going to be able to. It won't interfere in your routine. Now, some of the courses that are available: Introduction to HR, that's human resources. Introduction to HR practices, building data skills, Excel 1. Power of Communication, The Startup Blueprint, Essentials of Business, Crafting Documents and Presentations, Mastering Leadership and Management, Digital Marketing Playbook, Project Management Kickstart, Data Analytics 101. Some people say data, some people say data. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Art of Hospitality, Polished Professional Ethics and Etiquette, and Customer Satisfaction Journey. All of these things are so important to businesses to make sure that their companies run more efficiently. So they want the properly skilled people on these jobs. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you know somebody who who's seeking out furthering their knowledge, their education, they must give InfoSec a call. Let me give the phone number: 827-8680. 827-8680. These are online courses. And you get your certificates after you finish, of course, and it's a wonderful, wonderful thing. So some of the frequently asked questions were: are these courses tailored corporate training? Do they offer that tailored corporate training? And the answer is yes, a definite yes. The program also offers custom training solutions for organizations. Some of the clients include NHI, SBDC, Albany, Bahamas, Seagrape, and NTA. The professionalism is all wrapped up right inside inside their motto. And their motto is building skills, building futures. So for more information to enroll, you want to visit them online at www.infosecincbahamas.com. One more time, infosecincbahamas.com, or you call them at 827 827-8680. That's 827-8680. Give them a call. Wonderful people. I know one of the instructors, I'm not going to call her name or anything. She's a very good friend of mine, and we grew up in the same neighborhood. And just like yourself, like I said, she's very involved with individuals who like to further their education. It's so important. It's a competitive market out there, ladies and gentlemen. Don't be left behind. And when you have something like this at your fingertips, 827-8680. That's InfoSec Inc. Bahamas, and go check them out. I got these favorite things that so many people always ask about. I'm gonna let you hold this one, the oats. Shanique Miller does a great job talking about oats. She knows all the benefits of it. Shanique Miller, take it away.
It's fantastic. Soluble. Listen, it's fantastic. Listen, I like to experiment with oats.
Yes.
You know, because we all know about having a good hot mug or bowl of oats. So just have a good time with whatever you want your toppings to be.
Right.
Nuts, berries,
bananas.
Almonds. Peanut butter.
Peanut butter?
Peanut butter.
Wow, that's good. That's different.
You never heard about that?
Never heard about that, but that's good.
Yeah, some like flax seeds, chia seeds. Because you want to increase your fiber, your omega-3s and all that. Listen, this is fantastic. So for baking, obviously enjoying a hot bowl of cereal, whatever you want. And then cereal could be dinner as well. Good oats for dinner.
Definitely.
It's really awesome.
And your cholesterol level.
It's filling, and I'll tell you this right here is good energy. So food is energy.
Definitely.
So because of the carbohydrates in it as well, it can fuel the body. So you can have a little bit of oats, even make biscuits out of it before you go to work out, for example.
Yes.
That way you have that energy to really go in the gym and get things
So you
done.
eat your oats in the morning or in the evening or sometimes? Wow.
Anytime I want. I eat it in the form of a biscuit. I eat it in the form of hot cereal or whatever it
Right.
is.
Yeah, some people say they eat them every day. I kind of like go every 2 or 3 days. I'm still a newbie.
Still getting there.
Yeah, still getting
there.
there.
Oats are very good. And you can
the
have
taste is good
in so many forms.
Yes,
really.
and that's Tasty by Instant Oats, and that is really good. I give it to my mom and my uncles and so forth, and we're trying to get even the younger people in the family.
It's necessary.
Yes, definitely. It's great for individuals, like I said, to reduce their cholesterol and also to lose weight. Like I said, I had a client before. Yes. She uses this as a mask.
Yeah, it's a beauty product. It's in soaps and so many. Oats is so versatile that it's amazing. But the health benefits, you all know it. It hasn't changed over the years. So get this instead of that sugary.
You definitely said it right. Yeah. So that's Tasty by Instant Oats, and also from the same company, you are going to try Tasty By's basmati rice. Now, basmati rice is Indian rice. You are familiar with that, and it can be found at all of your food stores, Super Value, and boy, you almost caused me to say something else. The companies where they're around. You can also find it at Centerville Terrace. That's a Centerville Food Store, Cotton Tree Convenience Store, that's Bernard Road, Courtesy Supermarket, that's Carmichael Road, JCF Supermarket, East Street, Meat Max, Carmichael Road, Super Value Stores, like I said, Quality Supermarkets, EL Roll Supermarket, North Andros. You see how much
they're all over.
This program, I don't want people to think that I'm just saying this. This program allows businesses and individuals, just like someone who's right here right now, to get the word out, because I meet so many people wherever I go, and they said, Ian, I like when you come on Beyond the Headlines, but please tell Shanique Miller, we don't miss one night. It's information, it's informative, and it's entertaining. You have a wonderful cast of people who you bring on, and you do an incredible job. And people just people just love coming here. Just love coming here, yes, too, and love to go home and relax and be informed with all these wonderful things. But like I said, before I came on, I was doing my own little research, and I did not know. They told me that people who have dietary restrictions, they love this rice because it's high in fiber. So you individuals who are dealing with diabetes, and you say, you know what, I've stayed away from rice for a long time, this rice is ideal for you, this basmati rice, and it's everywhere. I had a lady call me like about 5 times last week. She said, I was in Super Value, I couldn't find it. I said, maybe they were out of it. And I said, If you can't find it in the superstore, in a supermarket that you go to or a convenience store, when you get inside there, you ask the buyers, the people who are in charge of stocking, hey, listen, I want that rice. And can you please try bring it in? But like I just said, I named all those places. It's basically everywhere, and I want you guys to take advantage of it. This is what I wanted to say. This basmati rice, I just Googled this, is generally considered better choice than white rice due to their lower glycemic index and high in fiber contact, which helps regulate blood sugar levels. So, like I said, diabetics, this is ideal for you. You don't have to be afraid of rice anymore. You can go ahead and check them out. So that's Tasty Buys Instant Oats. You see where the package where it comes in, and Tasty Buys basmati rice.
Not to mention, if you love jasmine rice and you know how that tastes so wonderful and flavorful, then this also is quite flavorful. Really nice.
It's not your traditional rice. It's authentic Indian rice, and it can be paired with sushis and curries and stir fries, spices, tender meats and veggies, all these wonderful things. If you want to be a reseller of any of these products, please give them a call and say, hey, listen, can we meet and try to figure out how we can get this in our store? The number is 677-5038. 677-5038. 677-5038. Now, they're not going to do a one drop off to someone's house, so you individuals know. This is, you're going to find these in the stores that I mentioned, and that number is for individuals who have stores and they want to carry the product. Once again, Tasty Buys basmati rice and Tasty Buys the instant oats, and the phone number is 677-5038. Wonderful, wonderful products, and I want you guys to take that so you can stay healthy and remain healthy. Also, a lot of people have been asking me, Ian Thomas, the massage gun. Where can I get it from? You can give me a call, Ian Thomas, Direct Marketers, and you can get this massage gun. Shanique Miller, try it.
So you didn't bring the one with the round tip?
No, I brought this one now so you can get your neck and everything.
For your neck.
Yeah, you can get that. So if you want to get yourself and and have yourself a nice time getting rid of those aches and pains. I know Shanique Miller, she is a person who loves to exercise and everything. So when she comes back, she might have some sore muscles. She doesn't need to wait on someone to give her a massage or go and book her spa day. She can just stay at home and massage herself. Sometimes I'm sitting at home watching Beyond the Headlines, and I'm watching it, and I'm just giving myself a nice massage.
And you're massaging?
Yeah, I'm massaging myself, my back.
That quick few seconds is so relaxing.
Yeah, man,
really
definitely. It's wonderful. It comes with about 7 or 9 different heads, and it has about maybe about 7 different speeds. Some have 5, 6, 7 different speeds, and it's a wonderful, wonderful thing for yourself or a great gift. Now that's only $149. You give me a call, Ian Thomas, Direct Marketers, at 552-0212. If you want to turn it off, it's at the bottom. The number is 552-0212. Get yourself. That's a wonderful gift for yourself, like I said, or your mom or your dad or anybody who might be dealing with aches and pains, and maybe who does a lot of physical stuff, come home from work, get that. Also, I want to let you guys know about the compression knee bands. Compression knee bands. If you like I said, once again, you're outside, you're exercising, and you want to go ahead and protect your knees and so forth, or you might be dealing with an old injury. The knee band is so good. These are $30 for one. You can get of course, you get a pair. You get a pair for no. You know what they're going to do? $25 for one, and a pair is going to be for $55. $55. That makes sense? No, $30 for one, a pair for $55. Whatever. I'm going to give you a great deal on it. You're going to have it. One thing that people don't realize is that once cartilage goes, it never grows back. You know that?
Yes.
Or do you know that? Yes. So if you have problems in your knees or in your ankles, we have knee bands and ankle bands.
And oftentimes, even the replacement doesn't work.
Oh my goodness! So many people are talking about going to those foreign countries. I'm not going to name them, to go and get these maybe questionable surgeries. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you might be experiencing any pain, go ahead and get yourself the knee band or a compression knee band or the compression ankle bands. It's going to save you so much in pain-wise. Also, if you're looking to have a birthday party, a wedding shower, or any of those, a christening or anything, there's a wonderful place in the East. It's up there in Twynham in the East. It's a wonderful place for you to have a birthday party or any type of event. It's outside, a beautiful pool, wonderful veranda, ample space, ample parking. It's $175 an hour. You can have whatever type of event that you want there. Of course, no paid events. But give me a call, Ian Thomas, Direct Marketers, 552-0212. Throw your birthday party, like I said, christening, showers, all the different showers. Have a nice party for the kids around the pool or in the pool. Give me a call. I'm going to tell you about all those things. Once again, I had a great time here with you, Shanique Miller, tonight. You had a wonderful show, just as you always do.
Yes.
And I just wanted to tell you, continue doing what you're doing. The people out there, the word on the street is you're doing an amazing job.
Thank you.
Kudos to you. Kudos
Thank
to
you.
you.
Thank you.
Yes.
I'll tell you, you went viral on this show, and you weren't even on the show. That's just what the show does. So I don't see how you didn't bring that little box. But anyways, yes. Ian Thomas, thank you so much. Of course, Ian, Direct Marketers, 552-0212. Give him a call, get a hold of some of this stuff, and also any information you may have missed, certainly give him a call. I want to thank my guests tonight, Lincoln Bain at the top of tonight's show, Ellington Ferguson in our second segment, and of course, Direct Marketers Ian Thomas. And I want to thank all of you this evening for tuning in. Certainly enjoyed having you along. I look forward to seeing you right back here tomorrow evening. For the entire Beyond the Headlines team, I'm Shanique Miller. Make it a great evening, everyone.
The Verizon Media Group, home of ILTV, Paramount Systems Limited, Eyewitness